Hi everyone, it's PhD Simmer here and welcome back to another update video on my Sims 4 Willow Springs rotation. You might notice we have a little guest. If you don't watch my Sims 2 Let's Plays, then you would have been introduced to Lily, the little kitty cat you can see in the corner. She's quite interested in the mouse cursor of this game, and when the big plumb bob came across the screen for the intro, she was quite interested in that. But yeah, Lily, she's sort of lying very flat at the minute, you can't really see her. She likes to sit on this pillow. She gets upset when I play my game because I'm not giving her attention. So she has a pillow with a blanket on my desk. Oh, lucky I've got a huge desk. I've got an absolutely huge desk. It's a big IKEA desk. And there's room for her because she's needy. She's a needy baby. Anyway, so in this, this is an off-screen game that I play where I rotate around all of the houses in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, and they are all the pre-made families like the Goths, the Calientes and stuff like that. But I've added in my own families as well. And I've given everyone makeovers and things like that, so they do look a little bit different. And I play in rounds, so I play every single household for a week, and then once I've completed all the households, that's the end of what we call a round, and I've just completed round 3. So I did a video at the end of round 1 and I did a video at the end of round 2, and here's round 3's video. So in these sorts of videos I just explain what's happened and show you the screenshots that I've taken. They're all posted on my Tumblr page, so if you are interested in having a look at my Tumblr, then that will be linked down below. That has all the screenshots from all 3 rounds so far, and I've already started, I'm nearly finished round 4 actually. I'm about 3 households off the end of round 4, so there'll be another video coming soon. So we actually started this round off with the university house. This is the first time, round 3 was the first time I had Sims ready to go to university, and it was Cassandra Goth and Malcolm Landgrab. Let's see, so I'm using a mod. So it reduces the amount of credits that you need to pass so that you can complete university. If you do 4 courses or 3 in an elective, you can complete university. So that means I can complete the university in 1 round for that household, which is super handy because I don't want to be playing them in university for a long time. Oh my god, no thanks, go away. This is the little house that I used for Malcolm and Cassandra. It's empty now for some reason. I don't know why. I'm happy for them to go to either Foxbury or Brightchester. I don't mind either way. I think I'll just do it depending on the courses, I guess. But anyway, Malcolm and Cassandra went to university. They did pretty good. Both of them ended up with an A+ and graduated. Malcolm managed to keep his relationship with Luna going throughout the whole of the university, and at the end they actually got engaged, which is really nice. They'll be moving together back into the Landgrab household. So Malcolm and Luna will rejoin the Landgrabs, Nancy, Jeffrey obviously. Cassandra did not continue seeing I always forget his name. I forgot his name last time I did a video. No, not Diego Logo. I always think his name is Diego Logo. Anyway, the person she was dating when she was a teen, she didn't end up staying with. She actually met someone at university. She met Benjamin at university. He was very similar to her, very like, they're both into music. They're both into like knowledge and logic and things like that. So they met playing chess one day, and they hit it off basically, and they've fallen in love. They both are going to move back into the Goth mansion as well. I might like I'm in round 4 at the moment, and my Goth household is quite big. There's like 7, 8 Sims and a dog. I think there's like 7 Sims and a dog, and yeah, so I think I probably will split the Goths into 2 households. Cassandra, her partner, and any of their children will have their own household because Cassandra is now a young adult. She's finished university, so yeah, so that'll be nice. And Cassandra did really well with her music. She maxed, during university, she maxed the guitar, the piano, and the violin. She did so well, so well. Moving on to the BFFs. So the BFF household, we had Summer, Liberty and Travis. Summer started dating Jay Huntington. I don't know if she had already done that at the end of the last round, but she started dating Jay. But their relationship is not like, they're not like girlfriend boyfriend. They were just dating. They're both into fitness. So Summer was in the culinary career. She got fired quite early on, actually. Like in round 1, she got fired and she started in the fitness career. That's how she kind of met Jay, because they're both into fitness. Liberty and Travis got engaged, but Travis was having super doubts about it, and he ended up confessing that he had feelings for Summer. He actually it came up as a pop-up, even though he was engaged to Liberty. A pop-up came up saying like he had a crush. Like it was a pop-up like text box saying, I've got a crush on you. So I thought, well, you know, that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. So they woohooed, and Liberty actually caught them woohooing, and she has basically fallen out massively with both of them and called off the engagement. And Travis is basically just like, I was like worried about settling down. I was a bit scared. I was a bit like, I don't know, I felt like I was making a mistake. So I, yeah, basically did a stupid thing. And Liberty's just kind of like, well, you could have talked to me about it, not just have it away with our housemate, who she's always been slightly jealous of and always had slight worries over. Kind of like on the rocks. Will they continue with their relationship? Will they get engaged again? Will they get married again? Can she trust him? Who knows? I mean, personally, I think he's a dirtbag and I'll get rid of him. But Liberty does love him, sadly. The next household I play are the Bassus. So the Bassus are made up of Saeed, who's a new sim I made. He married Zoe Patel from the Rumi household. They had a daughter who's going to be going off to university in the next round. So in round 5 she'll be at university actually. So I played her teenage years. And they have a son called Jay. So they have a daughter called Mira and a son called Jay. Mira is actually not Zoe's daughter, it's just Saeed's daughter. And Jay is their like son together. And Mira and Zoe did not used to get on at all. They used to hate each other, but they're actually starting to get on quite a bit. And now that Mira's a teen, I think they're going to be fine. Jay aged up to a toddler. He's now going to be a child very soon. And Mira aged up to a teen at the end of the round, and she's so pretty. And I've played through her teen years already because I'm nearly done with round 4. And she was so much to play. She's probably one of my most favourite teens I've had. There's like a little trio. There's like Olivia, Kim Lewis, Mira Bassu and Jenny Miller. Those three are like, when I played through their teenage years, the high school pack had just come out and I had so much fun with them. Absolutely loved it. But the Bassus are a really cute little family, and they are struggling for money a little bit. And Mira's going to university, but also Zoe is thinking about going to university to try and better her career prospects. So that'd be nice to see if she does. And then at the end of the round, Zoe and Saeed got married. And they had a little beach wedding, which was really nice. Really, really cute little wedding. I loved playing that. Then we go over to the Pancake household. So we have Bob and Eliza and their twin boys. But their relationship is just completely fallen apart. They tried to rekindle it, tried to have a little woohoo. Eliza's just cold as ice. She's kind of fed up with Bob. She's just like, you're lazy, you're not doing well in your career. But he's really good with the family. He's a really good family man, and he's really good with the kids. But Eliza just wants him to like get a really good career going and stuff. Bob's been making friends. He's been making friends with Mitchell Kalani. They're both interested in cooking. Yeah, and they've hung on for as long as they can with their marriage. But I think it's pretty much gone. I think it's done. I think they're gonna get divorced probably. They just argue all the time, and they're just completely different people. Eliza is so headstrong, so strong, so career focused, very strict with the kids, whereas Bob is really relaxed, quite slobby. He's a very sort of like, what will be sort of person, whereas Eliza's just like constantly on at him. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. She tries to motivate him, but he just don't want to. They're just very, very different people. The next household I play are the Millers. So are made up of Zara. It started with Zara Miller and her 2 children. She's a divorce with children. She actually got engaged to Gavin Richards from the Rumi household, and he moved in at the end of the last round. And her daughter Jenny aged up, and she was one of the teens I was talking about. And their son, I think, ages up at the end of the round into a teen. So they're growing up a little bit. But I really enjoyed playing Jenny and Mira and Olivia. They were such a fun little group. Absolutely loved it. Zara and Gavin had their own child together, Leo, which is really cute. And yeah, they've just been quite a nice little happy family. I'm really pleased because Zara has really struggled in her previous marriage and got divorced, and was struggling as a single mum. She was in the salary person career, which is really not very well paid, works long hours, has 2 kids, and it's nice now that she's got Gavin, who is in the writing career, and he's doing really well in the writing career actually. He's published a lot of books, and they get quite a good amount of royalties, so pretty good. Things are on the up. And Zara, her painting skill, I think she's maxed it now, and she really wants to own an art gallery, so we're just definitely gonna hopefully fulfill her dream of quitting the salary person career and owning an art gallery. The next household I usually play are the is Granny and Nana. They are Zara's parents who live across the road in this really big house. And unfortunately, they were our first deaths of the rotation. So in round 3, we lost Carol and Hannah. They both died. Really, really sad. They both died within like a day of each other, which was super, super sad. So didn't really get to play much of their round. It lasted a couple of days, to be honest. Then we have the Goth households, of course. Bella and Mortimer had a new baby called Ariana. Obviously, Cassandra was at university, so she wasn't there at that time, but she has now moved in with her partner. Meanwhile, we just focus in on Alexander, getting his skills up, ready for when he's a teen. He'll be going to high school. I can't wait to play Alexander Goth in high school. Bella has continued making friends. Her best friends are Zara Miller and Alice Spencer Kim. They're her besties. The Spencer Kims probably had the most exciting round of all. So basically, if you didn't know, in the last round, Dennis Kim started to date Dina Caliente. They met online. He couldn't believe his luck. She was obviously just after his money. She's moved in now, and basically there's tensions in the house because you've got Alice, Eric, Vivian and Olivia, and then you have Dennis and Dina living in like the pool house, and it's just like freaking awkward. I mean, Dina's still seeing Don, and she is only with Dennis for his money. Absolutely no other reason whatsoever. He doesn't know, obviously, she's seeing Don. Olivia and Eric had another child they called Lily. She aged up to a toddler by the end of the round. So cute. And Dina also got pregnant, and it kind of was a, who is the father, Don or Dennis? Obviously she told Dennis he was the father, obviously, and did not say a word. And Alice and basically Dina just fight all the time, and she doesn't want her in the house, thinks she's a gold digger, knows exactly what she is. But Dina and Dennis did end up getting married, and they got married at the courthouse or wherever it is, the town hall in Tartosa, and yeah, that was that. They did not have any guests. They literally just turned up, got married, and that was that. She just wanted a quick wedding, get married quick, get the money quick. I love the wedding photos though, they're so fun. Dina's posing at the wedding was hilarious. I absolutely loved that. After the wedding, they obviously did the Devil's Tango, and maybe a little bit too much, because Dennis then died of exhaustion, which kind of was my plan, to be honest. I did make them woohoo like 6 times so that he did die of exhaustion, and she inherited everything. He left everything to her in his will, like his new wife, absolutely every penny, the house, the money, everything. And yeah, Dina kind of got what she wanted. And not long after Dennis died, she stormed into Alice and Eric's bedroom when they were sleeping and said, I want you out. This house is mine. This money is mine. I want you guys out. They obviously had nowhere to go, have a new baby, have their daughter. Yeah, so Dina told them they had to leave by the end of the round. But she was like, I'll give you a couple of days, a week or so to get yourself sorted. And you gotta go. Dina was also still seeing Don, which Alice found out about. And then Alice and Eric moved out, and they have not a lot of money, so they've had to move into a very, very cheap starter home. And yeah, Dina moved in her mum and her sister, who were extremely happy. They were loving it up in that giant mansion, because it's like a 3-story mansion with a pool house with a giant backyard and a giant pool. Absolutely enormous house. Dina was living the life she always wanted, basically. Sadly, just before they moved out, Vivian actually died. I don't know if it was a broken heart over Dennis. I don't know if it was just stress over the whole situation or just old age. But she did die, unfortunately. So we lost 3 elders in this round. And Dina had her baby, and she named her Georgina. I had to go with the Ina surname, didn't I? Because obviously the Calientes. And she still continues to see Don. She absolutely is in love with Don, even though he's probably the worst person she could ever be with. So I think that's all of the families in Willow Creek that I played. And then we head over to Oasis Spring. And the first household I tend to play in Oasis Springs is usually the Calientes. So the Calientes moved after their round. They moved in with Dina. So their house is, they used to live in Sultry Springside in Oasis Springs, but now they've moved to Willow Creek. Nina had her baby, who she named Christina. So the next generation of the Calientes are Georgina and Christina. And Johnny Zest is the father of her baby. Katrina continues to see Don, absolutely enamoured with him, doesn't think he could do a thing wrong, thinks he's Mr. Perfect, even though he's sleeping with half the town. She doesn't know about that, obviously. And Johnny and Nina have quite a sort of on-off relationship. They've got a lot of chemistry. They are constantly on and off. Now that Christina's around, Johnny really, he's totally in love with Nina. Completely in love with her. Nina's more unsure. She doesn't know if she wants to settle down. She is a romance type sim. She's got the serial romantic aspirations, so she doesn't know if she really wants to settle down. But Johnny's just like, look, we can be a family. We've got a child together now. Look. And she's like, I'm not moving into the trailer park. No way. I'm living with my sister in this giant mansion. What can you offer me? He's like, a family together with our daughter. And she's just like, nah, you got to buy me a house and then I'll move in with you. So they do argue a lot all the time. Katrina's still pursuing the entertainment career. She's doing pretty well. And Nina basically went round trying to complete that serial romantic aspiration. So she was with every person who would let her, basically. Katrina actually proposed to Don at one point and he said no. And then he dumped her and told her that it was only just a hookup. Like, what was she thinking? They were just dating for fun, you know, just seeing each other. Like, why are you taking it so seriously? So he dumped her. And she found out that he had also slept with both of her daughters, as well as a lot of other people. And she got extremely upset. And she kind of blamed Nina a bit. She sort of took it out on Nina. Nina was like, hold on. Not my fault. So they had a bit of a bust up, and Katrina did find out she was pregnant with Don's child. And Don doesn't really want to know, to be honest. Don's not that interested. But Katrina's wanted another child for quite a while, so she's quite happy to have another baby. She'd like Don, obviously, to be in the baby's life, but he's just like, meh, not bothered. And they're both pursuing their careers. Nina's getting into DJing. Katrina's still doing the entertainment career. And basically, Katrina had her baby called Tina. So now I have Georgina, Tina, Christina, Nina, Dina, and Katrina Caliente. They're becoming quite a huge family, actually. And that was the end of their round, basically. The next household was the Landgrabs. The Landgrabs are also becoming quite a big family. Nancy and Jeffrey obviously have Johnny Zest, who they kind of like don't associate with anymore. They then have Malcolm, who was off at university during this round, so he wasn't really about. And then they have their daughter, Josephine, who was born, I think, like a round or 2 rounds ago. So I've been mainly focusing on Josephine, getting her a lot of friendship. She's become quite friendly with Alexander Goff, Tommy Miller, quite a few. She's got quite a nice little friendship group. Jeffrey continues his affair with the maid. In the last round, he started sleeping with the maid, who's called Josie. And they continued their affair for most of the round. Nancy has absolutely no idea. Nancy's more bothered about the argument she's got going on with Johnny, Malcolm being at uni, focusing on her daughter. She's just not paying attention to her husband and what he's getting up to at all. Johnny actually asked his father for money so that he could buy Nina a house and have the money to buy her an engagement ring. He said no. They basically disowned Johnny completely. So he did go asking them for money, which I think was a lot of courage for him, actually, because they've had such a bad relationship to actually go and ask them for money so that he can, buy this house for Nina. And his dad was like, nope. Jeffrey, unfortunately, finds out that the maid, Josie, is pregnant. Oh, she's not the maid, she's the butler. He finds out the butler is pregnant, and Josie doesn't want any trouble. She's not sleeping with Jeffrey for his money. She actually quite likes him. Weirdly. They bonded over both of them playing the piano, and she doesn't want drama. She doesn't want to break up the Landgrabs family, but she does want to keep the child, so she's just like, I don't know what to do. Jeffrey loses it completely, even though Josie's been quite reasonable, I think, and tells her she's got to leave. Josie says, well, I live here. She's a live-in butler. She doesn't have a place of her own, doesn't have a lot of money. So Jeffrey agrees to buy her a house in Willow, in Oasis Springs, quite nearby, if she will just keep quiet, which she agrees. So Josie moves out and moves into her own little house and is no longer their butler. And there's going to be a sort of... Jeffrey's going to have another child without Nancy. Will she find out? Nancy's best friends are Bella and Alice. And they hang out quite a bit. Nancy has just opened up an art gallery. She doesn't paint her own stuff, unlike Zara, who wants to paint and sell her own art pieces. Nancy just sells paintings that she acquires, basically, and she's quite good at it, actually. Their business is doing quite well. She charges an extortionate amount of money for these paintings, but she does do quite well in it. And that's keeping her, again, quite distracted from what her husband's up to. The Jeffrey and Nancy obviously know about Nina and their grandchild, Christina, but they still don't want to associate with their son, Johnny. So they actually went over to the Dina's house to visit Nina and spend time with their grandchild. Johnny's not too happy about that. Speaking of Johnny, he's still lived in the trailer park for quite a while, and Nina did bring their daughter over to she wants them to have a good relationship, so he actually made Christina a little doll's house out of cardboard, which Nina thought was really, really sweet, and she actually can kind of see through their visits that he's a really good role model and a really good father, and they start up again. They are on and off quite a bit, but they actually rekindle their spark and get back together. And Johnny's really determined, so he's really working hard in his entertainment career. He's performing at the Blue Velvet and the Solar Flare Lounge all the time, outside of his main day job. He's always going over there to perform and get tips and get his fame level up. And Nina's been super impressed by that, really, really impressed. But she still is like, no, I'm not moving to the trailer park. You've got to get this sorted out. But she does agree to get engaged. So they do get married. And she's like, they do get engaged, sorry, not married. And she's sort of like, I will move in with you if you can sort this out. And yeah, so she completed her zero romantic aspiration. So I think she's going to go down a more serious route now that she's got her child. She's going to try to settle down a little bit. And she's decided to do that with Johnny, which I never thought would happen. So Johnny, absolutely desperate to get this money because he wants to marry Nina and live with her and his child, starts following Jeffrey around. He's like, I've got to get something on my father. I've got to find something to kind of blackmail him with, to be honest. And he was not prepared for what he found. He followed his father one day to this house in Oasis Springs, who not too far from the trailer park, and he was like, what the hell is this? Where's he going? He finds out about the butler, Josie. Finds out about her being pregnant and the child coming. And so he befriends Josie a little bit, and one day he's there when Jeffrey shows up, and he takes a photo of, basically to blackmail his dad for money. It's really bad, but it was so fun to play. So Johnny's caught Jeffrey in his affair, and because Jeffrey was really angry at Josie when he kicked her out and bought her this house. Found out she was pregnant, but then they did rekindle after a while. They did start seeing each other again, and Johnny caught him right in the act and meets his half brother Theo Landgrab. And Johnny basically tells his father, unless you give me the money that I've asked you for, and he's not asking for a lot, he's not asking for, Landgrab's got a lot of money, he's not asking for thousands and thousands and thousands, he's asking for a reasonable amount of money to buy a house and a little bit of money to tide him over for the wedding. And Jeffrey ends up giving him the money to keep him stum. So Johnny phones up Nina and says, I've bought us a little house. It's only a little tiny start. It didn't cost a lot of money, but it's less than £20,000. And Nina's like, wow, you actually kept your promise. She doesn't know anything about the blackmail, obviously. And she moves in. So Johnny has moved in with Nina and their daughter, Christina, which is really cute. The next household I play are the Bachelors. So Don Lothario and Jack Cooper. Jack Cooper is the father of Zara's children from Willow Creek. They've been divorced since the start of the game. Jack's a bit lazy, a bit slobby, doesn't really see his kids. He's in Don Lothario's lads club, where they just go to the club all the time and try to hook up with people. He's just more focused on himself than his children and stuff like that. It's a bit sad. Don's just Don, do I need to say any more? So although Jeffrey's having an affair, Nancy goes out with her Boss Babes Club and she strikes up a little bit of romance with Don. She's charmed by him. Nancy doesn't want anything from Don more than physical things, and it's very much lust. She's not in love with him at all. She knows exactly who Don Lothario is, and she's not interested in anything more than just hooking up with him. And he's like, fine, he's not interested in anything more from her than hooking up. So that's a secret. So both the Landgrabs are cheating on each other, which is very sad, especially for their children who are sort of caught in the middle. Don obviously is Lotharioing around the town. He's probably had every woman around the town at some point or other. Even Jack's girlfriend. Jack was dating Jade Rosser for a while, and Don, yeah, had her as well. But unfortunately for Don, although he has been sleeping around the town, he only got one woman pregnant, which was Katrina Caliente. He actually gets abducted by aliens, and he gets a little bit of a taste of his own medicine, because Don ends up pregnant with an alien baby. Which I find is completely ironic. I find that so funny. So whilst he's dealing with his pregnancy, Jack has decided to try and turn his life around. He wants to eat better, get fitter, and start to see his kids again. He's like sick of being in Don's lads club, sick of that sort of lifestyle, and just wants to settle down. He knows he can't get back together with his ex-wife, but he wants to find someone new and start a new relationship and build a better relationship with his kids. So he's been focusing on that. Don, meanwhile, has been like, why am I getting fat? Why am I feeling nauseous all the time? He tries to like carry on boxing and stuff, but he doesn't actually have no clue that he's pregnant with an alien baby, which I found hilarious. And in the end, Don has twin alien babies, one boy, one girl. And I left the round where his pal went out because they hadn't paid the bills, and he'd just given birth to twin alien babies, and that's where the round ended. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't wait to play Don again. I'm so excited. And the final household is the Roomies. The Roomies started off with, so Gavin, Mitchell, Zoe and Jay were the 4 Roomies. Gavin's moved in with his fiancée Zahara. Zoe has married Saeed Basu and moved in. They've had a child together. So the Roomies were left with Mitchell and Jay. Jay is obviously dating Summer. They've had a child together, Louis. And Jay's actually a really good father. He's a really natural father. And Summer's really like... They were kind of like dating on and off. And she obviously did sleep with Travis. And there was a bit of a moment of, is the baby Travis's or Jay's? It is Jay's baby. And Jay didn't really take too much offence with her seeing Travis for a bit, because they weren't really together. He was also seeing some other people. But now they've got this child together, they decided to make a go of it and be a proper relationship. And Summer, at the end of this round, moves in with Jay into the Roomie household, which is good because she needs to get away from Travis and Liberty, because that house is toxic. Too much drama. Mitchell, meanwhile, goes on a blind date. Well, he talks to a lady online for a long time, Lucia, from Tartosa. He talks to her for quite a while, and then they agree to have a date. They go to a bowling alley and have a lot of fun. And they're just a really sweet couple, really, really sweet couple. And Mitchell's really into his gardening, into his chickens. He gets some chicks for the first time, which is so cute. Meanwhile, Jay is making friends with Jack. They're becoming quite close. Both of them are sort of tired of being in Don's lads club, tired of just clubbing and hooking up all the time. Both of them chat about how they want something more from life, which is nice. They become quite good friends. Mitchell's become quite good friends with Bob Pancakes, actually. Both of them love to cook. And Mitchell and Lucia actually go to the beach together. They carry on dating for a little while, and then they get engaged. That happens quite quickly. They get engaged quite quickly, but they're just a super adorable couple. And yeah, they start planning a wedding, and they get married really, really quick. And Lucia made such a lovely bride. She was so sweet. They just have like a little backyard wedding with a few friends, nothing too major. And yeah, she was super cute. I loved their wedding. It was so fun. And they're now expecting their first child together. So that is the end of the households that I played during round 3. I actually added in some new households that I'm playing at the end of round 4, just to spice things up a little bit. So I've added in the Pleasants, gave them a little bit of a makeover, but we have Daniel, Mary Sue, Lilith and Angela. Angela and Lilith are teens. obviously. Mary Sue's in the politics career. Daniel's in the athletic career. They live in this giant house, kind of opposite to where the Calientes used to live. I added in a high school into Oasis Springs when the high school years pack came out. So I don't use the Copperdale High School. I actually have an Oasis Springs High School because I like having it in the worlds I'm playing, the Willow Creek and Oasis Springs together. So I have a high school and the auditorium in this part of Oasis Springs. And I've had so much fun with the high school pack. I've had so much fun with it. And then I added in the Broke. So when Johnny moved out of the trailer park was empty. So I moved in Brandy Broke and I moved in Dustin and Bo. I added in the Dreamer household as well. So Dirk and Darren Dreamer. And I added in Kaylin Langerak, the maid who is seeing Daniel Pleasant. If you don't know the Sims 2 storylines, then that might not make a lot of sense to you, but these are kind of like iconic Sims 2 characters and iconic Sims 2 storylines I kind of recreated a little bit in the Sims 4. Obviously, like as I play the rounds, things might change. But I'm so excited. I can't wait to update you on round 4 because even more drama and fun stuff happens, which I'm absolutely having an absolute blast playing this. I am using some mods that I wouldn't use to film my usual YouTube videos. So I'm using Basemental Drugs mod. I'm using Basemental Alcohol. I'm using, I think it's called the Hoe It Up mod. Brandy's maybe working in a nightclub, shall we say it? Shall we leave it there? There may be polls involved. I'm just going to leave it there. And yeah, it's become quite a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm having so much fun and I can't wait to update you next time. If you've got any questions, thoughts or opinions, please let me know down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.